Well, guys, I've been working at Prairie State for the last 15 years. I just got done selling a lot of equipment this last week. I'm the head mechanic here. Farmers in the area are starting to get working into the field and get planting done this season, and it's about time the boss is giving me some time off to take care of my own farm. So, that being said, let's get after it. Well, I ended up getting the last service request of the day done. Have the dealership here on the left. We're going to get pulled in here real quick. We're getting here a little later than I really wanted to, but that's fine. It's still May, so planting season is still open. It's not that big of a deal, but we do have a late start that we got to get everything going for. And then I'm going to get a planter here loaded up real quick, and we're going to get heading back to our farm so that way I can get some late spring work going. All right, so I had to just waste some more of my time. The trailer I brought, it was not wide enough to put the planter on there, but actually, speak of the devil, so that 8530 right there is actually one that I just sold to a guy yesterday. Came in, and I'm assuming that that's his farm right there. He came in, said he had like a $3 million loan, was going to start a giant hog farm or something going on. He's going to like work in coalition with some other guys that are kind of like up to the north, which is, I know he's a pretty nice guy. I talked to him a little bit, and I think he's looking to do some big time operation as well as the other guys that are in this region as well. But if we kind of look here on my map, so right here, field 39, 74, 12, and 68 are what we have. And this is all right here is what that other guy bought. It was this land right here, this land. And then all these yellow areas are places that are owned by those other operators that are down here in this region. But before we do anything like planning or getting to any work like that, I know I do have some hay that I got to do as well for my cows. Because I do have, I think it's like 70 some head of cattle. I'm not 100% sure right now at this moment. I gotta like get counts for them and everything. Hold on, I think my hydraulics are a little locked up here. Looks like it's going down. But yeah, we're gonna get some cultivating done on this field, and then I know I seen some weeds down in the other field when I was driving by. We're gonna get those out of there because we can't have weeds. We gotta get rid of all them weeds. We gotta make sure that everything's good and getting our seed into the ground. But most of the equipment that I have here on this farm, even though I have $417,000, you guys can see, most of that money does go towards operating costs, land, taxes, of course, all the adult necessities, the big words that are hard to say. But on the bright side, the perk of working at the dealership is that I do get the chance to use equipment like this disc and that planter that I just got from there as well. I don't know exactly how old that planter is, but it's pretty old as well. And it just goes into a book saying like, yeah, I got this many amount of hours. Was happy to get some time off from work. So the other day we had it wasn't the other day, it was like probably about last week. Had a busy time where we had a bunch of farmers coming in, trying to get all their equipment all like ready to go for the season. I was left and right getting calls back and forth, hopping all over the entire county. I was out there going through getting planters ready and all this and that. And it was about time that I was able to finally get myself the free time where I can actually start doing the work on my fields as well and getting maintenance done on all my equipment, all my deer equipment. This field right here is kind of like a prime example of why I really needed to get into the fields as soon as I could. Because it's like already May, and this field is just crowded with weeds. There's weeds everywhere. There's probably more weeds that are going to grow in this field than there is going to be crops. But as long as I can get over it with my cultivator here, get them all kind of like tore up, dug up, and then maybe try to prevent most of it coming back in this next fall. And obviously I'm going to put a little bit of herbicide down here and make sure that I can prevent as much weeds as possible. But yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about, that I need more time off of work, but again, farming is just my secondary job. Oh, there we go. We just finished up the last bit of the field. We're going to get the disc all folded up here, and well, how much dirt did we get on it? All of it. How many weeds did we take out of the field? All of them. We're going to get heading back here to our farm real quick, and I'm going to start getting the planter prepped, and then I'm going to have to go into town, get myself some fertilizer and some seed, and we're going to see how much we can get done today before I have to start getting all the bales done so that way I can get my cows fed. Well, I got the seed back and the fertilizer back, and we are going to work on getting our seed corn bags opened up, and I have 16 row boxes that I need to fill up. And then I need to get the pump hooked up to our fertilizer as well and start pumping it out. So that's going to take a little bit, but we're going to get that done here real quick. Once I get that all finished up, we're going to get a test run going and see how our seed populations are going and see how everything else is going down in our field. And I'll pull up my map and see kind of what we need to do. Alright, right now, so appears like I think the seed population is doing pretty good. Got the vacuum screaming, so it's pretty loud. So I'm gonna kind of go back here a little bit. Placement's looking pretty good. We're about 6 inches apart, about 1.25 inches deep for the soil. Probably have to move my rows. I want to go to about 1.5 inches deep. We're doing pretty good for right now. We're gonna keep on plugging away. I got my ridge markers down because the old 4755 does not have GPS. I do not have that luxury. So we're gonna keep on plugging away, get my end rows done, and we'll keep on going. Everything seems to be going okay so far. The tractor is running at a very nice 6 mile an hour, and I did not have enough time to put the duals on. Definitely the next time I do run this, when I do put some more weight behind it, I'm going to be running the duals. But it seems to be pulling it just fine. Nothing seems to be going wrong so far, so we're just going to keep on going. But if I do manage to get everything done, all my fields done, I think I will be ahead of everyone else. But that's considering I also have way less acres than them. Like right now I've only done 3.5 acres, and I think this is only like a 10-acre little plot. My other field is like a 15-acre plot. My other fields, I think combined total are like another 30 acres on that. So I'm way smaller than the rest of the guys that are out here. I know Nate, he's got quite a bit of land, and I know Chestnut and William, they both have quite a bit of acres themselves, but they also have way bigger equipment. So I'm just small time operating this. You know, I gotta say, I don't think that I've actually had such a great time actually sitting here in this tractor on my early day off from work. Everything's just been going perfectly so far. Like even the sandwiches are good. Like the sandwiches I made early, they are tasting real good. Getting off work early is feeling real good, and hopefully everything just seems to keep going this way. I do know eventually when I do have to take this planter back, I do need to get it all cleaned up. A good thing we have a very nice power washer, like I think it's like a Hotsy or heat soaking power washer there at the shop, so it should get most of the dirt and grime off this planter. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be able to like use it here on out until basically they'll sell it to me. One of the two things is gonna happen. Like I've said before, like the slow times are on me at work, so there's nothing really going on too much. So as far as nobody's equipment breaks down this year, which fingers crossed for that, I think everything should be going pretty well. I mean, once I get my fields all planted, the only thing I got to worry about is making sure it rains, making sure like herbicide applications are done. I might put some anhydrous on the corn maybe in the future. We'll see how everything holds up, but I think right now the fertilizer that we're using right now is pretty good. I mean, it's just pre-emerged, but we'll see what's going on for everything else. I do need to hand it to this big old hunk of iron. For only just a 4755, it is really pulling the 16 row almost like it's nothing, except for like the hills. The hills are kind of of course, like everyone would understand, it'd be like a little bit of a struggle going up. But I mean, for what it is doing a fairly decent job. It's handling really well. It is putting the seed in, but we're finishing up here on our last field. Went pretty fast. Everything went really smooth with it, and I'm pretty impressed. But now that we're finished up, giving our last little bit in here, going to shut the vacuums off, and I'm going to start getting this thing folded up, and I'm going to head back to the farm. All right, well, now we're in here with the 1086 International. Got the John Deere baler right behind us. Planting is 100% done for this year. Well, except for the wheat field. The wheat field's going to wait for a little while. But I think I'm one of the first people in the valley to get everything completely done. So that means I'm pretty smooth sailing from here. Of course, if anyone else needs any help, like I'll hook up my tractor again back up to the planter and help them get some planting done for the year. But of course, we're doing pretty good. I do feel bad for everyone. I mean, they got a lot of work ahead of them left to do. Of course, I didn't have that much because I'm only running a small amount of acres, but I do have a lot of grass that I do have to tend to, that I have to cut in order to feed my cattle, as well as make a little bit of a living off of selling the bales that I do have. But we're going to keep on plugging away here. If you guys did enjoy the video, please do not forget to smash that like button, leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe to Midwest Ag for more. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.